do is we're going to look at standard 5D. It's graphs of functions, but we're going to be doing slope-intercept form. Now, we've done tables, we've done intercepts. We're going to move on to the next one, and you're going to find slope-intercept form is probably the best out of all of them to use. It's probably your easiest to use once you get it in the form, right? So you'll notice that we say complete the table. Now I put page 243 because this actually came from your textbook, but we're going to do it together in our notes. So let's take a look at the first equation. So they gave us the equation y equals 4x plus 3. And you'll notice they ask you to put x in for, or 0 in for x. So we're going to do that. We're going to show our work. Y, oops. We're going to take a minute. All right, we needed to recenter that. So let's go ahead and put 0 in for x. So y is 0 plus 3. So y gives me 3. So the ordered pair would be 0, comma 3. All right. If I take a look at the next column, I'm going to put 2 in for x. The next column is to find the slope. And remember, I'm not going to write the slope down each time because I got a small spot. When you do this in your homework, of course you would. Right, so my m is going to be, 11 minus 2 over, 11 minus 3, sorry. 11 minus 3 over 2 minus 0. So I end up with 8 over 2, or m is 4. And my y-intercept, remember, if x is 0, y is 3, that's my y-intercept, it's 3. Notice it's a lot of work, yes? It's a lot of work. Right. We're going to do one more like this, and then you'll see the glory in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next one, and I'm going to put the same ordered pairs in. So I'm going to put in 0, because that's what they gave me. Will the ordered pair always be 0, 3? No, kind of depends. And then my slope. What would my y-intercept be? 3. Why? Very good. Yeah, it's the first one they gave me, and it's paired up with x being 0. So this is 3. Okay. All right, let's take a look now. This is the glory of slope-intercept form, right? When an equation is in the y equals mx plus b form, do you notice that the m, or the number in front of the x, is your slope? Do you see that? Take a look at the slope category or column. See how m is 4, right? See the 3, it says plus 3. Notice that that's our y-intercept, 3. Right? Take a look at the next equation, y equals 2x minus or plus 3. Slope, negative 2. Notice all that work, slope was negative 2. It says plus 3, so my y-intercept was 3. So rather than doing all that work, plugging ordered pairs in and finding slope. You don't need to do it when it's in slope-intercept form. It automatically gives it to you. So that's the power in slope-intercept form. Let's take a look at the next equation. All right, I'm not going to try to do all that work. I'm going to try to skip it. So I'm going to put the x's here. What is my slope when it's in slope-intercept form? It is 1/2. Do not put it as 0.5. Never put slope as a decimal, ever. Because then when you're graphing it, it's very difficult to do when it's in decimal form. Right? What's my y-intercept? It's 4. Because you'll see it says plus 4. All right, good. Let's keep going. Next equation. I don't want to do the work. What's my slope? M is -4. What's my b? It's -3. That's correct. Because remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So if it's got a negative or a minus there, it would be negative. Okay. And let's do the last one. Not going to do the work. What's my m? -1/4. Not -0.25. We're not going to do that. And what's my b? It's -3. So that's why slope-intercept form is such a good thing. So this is kind of what it looks like, slope-intercept form. It's y equals mx. Your m and your x need to come first. Now, when I ask for slope, that you do not include the x. You only do the m. You only do that number, all right? And then it's plus b. So if it's a minus a number, it would be a negative, right, when you pull it out. And it needs to be in this order. You must have y equals the x term and then the other number. It needs to be in that form, okay? All right, let's take a look at this. So they're going to give this to you in your homework assignment. Let's take a look at the first one. What's my m of this equation? It's 4 or 4/1. And you need to realize that it could be 4/1, especially tomorrow because we're going to be graphing tomorrow. Right? And my b is going to be, it's going to be -1. And the reason why it's going to be negative is because normally that's plus b. So if it's a minus, it's actually a number. And like someone mentioned in the last class, chop-chi. You do a chop-chi and it's a negative. Okay. All right, let's take a look at number 2. If I look at number 2, is that in that form? It's not, so I need to get it in that form. So how do I get y by itself? What do you want to do? Get rid of x. How do you want to do that? Very good. So I'm going to subtract 4x from each side. Very good. Yep. -2y equals, what comes first, the x or the 8? Yes. So it's -4x plus 8. That's correct. -2, I'm going to divide by. And notice that the -2 is under all of the -4x plus 8. So y gives me, what do I get? 2x -4, or plus a -4, correct? So what's my slope? M is 2 or 2/1. What's my b? -4. And I'm done. Questions? All right, let's go to the next one. Is y by itself? No, it's not by itself. What do I do to get it by itself? Divide by 4. Okay, so this is not a spectator sport. Make sure you're taking your notes so you have them. So I end up with y equals what? 3/4 what? X plus 4. Right? What's my m? 3/4. What's my B? 4. And I'm done. Questions? All right, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to add another one to it. What if I have negative 7x equals y plus 18? Okay, so I could subtract 18 to get it by itself, correct? Right, so what do I get on the left-hand side? Equals y. Now, is it in that form? Kind of, all right? It is backwards, so let's make sure we write it correctly. Y equals negative 7x minus 18, right? Make sure that you flip-flop it. All I did was switch places. All right, what's my m? What's my b? Okay, let's do another one. What happens if I have negative 9x minus 7y equals negative 30? Okay, so I'm going to add 9x to both sides. What do I get left over? Y gives me minus 9x minus 37. Okay, what does this symbol mean, that line? Divided by. So I'm not subtracting. You're right. If it was subtracting, you're correct. You combine your like terms, but I'm not subtracting, I'm dividing. Okay, well, cover up the minus 30 for just a minute, okay? 9x divided by negative 7 is? Okay, negative 1 2/7, correct? But when we do slope, I never want a decimal and I never want a mixed number because it's rise over run. It's number over number. So I'm going to leave it as 9 over negative 7x. I'm going to leave it as an improper fraction, and it makes you feel kind of like, ugh, that doesn't feel right. But it is right. It's a number over another number. So you never should write it as 1 2/7 or negative 1 2/7, right? Now, what's 30 divided by 7? A positive what? How many times does 7 go into 30? 4. And what's left over? 2. So it'd be 2 over 7. So your y-intercept, this can be a mixed number, which is what that is, or it can be a decimal. So your y-intercept can do that. Your slope, this is never a decimal or mixed number. Ever, 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 ever. Don't do it because it's rise over run. If you don't have it as rise over run, it'll never work. Okay. No, that's a good question. It's not negative because I got a negative here and a negative here. That's a great question. Nope, that's great. Okay, because the negative 7, remember, affects both of them. So make sure you do your line underneath both of the terms and put negative 7 underneath it. Okay. What would happen if you had an equation that looks like this? Y equals negative x. What's my slope on that? It's -1, right? And what's my b? It's 0 because there's nothing there, right? What if my equation was y equals x? What's my slope? What's my b? It's 0. We all right with that? Okay. Your assignment then for today, because the next part is part 2, and we're going to see that tomorrow. You are going to do page 247. I'm going to have you do 3 through 8 and 11 through 16. 3 through 8, they're already in slope-intercept form. So you're just pulling out your slopes, you're pulling out your y-intercepts, okay? 11 through 16, they're not. So you have to get them in slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b, and then you need to pull out your slopes and your y-intercepts, okay? Question. Okay, the rest of the time is yours to work.